good evening now. I apologize. I had mentioned earlier that I was coming today back on my channel to honor some subscribers' requests. I just finally got a video update just uploaded to my channel. Internet here is very slow. Like today, it's been slow, and this is just one of the many issues that us content creators experience from time to time, dealing with slow internet, other technical issues, and really it's beyond our control. So I'm coming back on this evening because I do want to do at least, I'm going to try to do two, but I wanted to at least come in with this subscriber's request in terms of performing this reading for the subscriber. The subscriber is coming in from for Scooby-Doo. You requested me to do a reading on Harry Styles. And so again, I was meant to bring this and have this recorded and uploaded for you much earlier on today. But like I said, with slow internet processing and getting it all uploaded, I'm coming to you a little bit later. But nonetheless, I am here and ready to deliver your reading on Harry Styles. So with all that being said, welcome back everybody. For those of you that not only Scooby-Doo, that might be a fan of Harry Styles, if you are so inclined to, you may as well listen on as I perform this reading pertaining to Harry Styles. And so the questions here that Scooby-Doo, the subscriber, wanted me to address was, one, does he have a love connection currently? Followed by, does he have a child on the way, which I thought was kind of strange. And then the last question is their marriage coming in his near future? All right. So as always, I always like to mention the celebrity's zodiac sign because that lets us know when their energies do show up in the spread. And so Harry's zodiac sign is an Aquarius, so that makes him an air sign. Okay. And he is 29 years old. All right. So let's get right into this reading right quick. And so to address your first question, Scooby-Doo, you wanted to know if he is currently in a connection, a love connection. And it's one of those answers where it's like yes and no. And the reason for that is because now this was a 3-card pull. With each question, there's either going to be a 2 or 3-card spread. So for the first question, I pulled out 3 cards. So the first card that came out was the 9 of Cups. Okay, and so the 9 of Cups to me, let me pull out show you the other ones because they all connect. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, and then we have the Major Arcana of the Tower. So what do all of these energies mean? Well, the reason I said yes or no is because I feel that he might be juggling or have 2 different love interests, perhaps currently. And I won't say that he is like confined with one person, okay? I do recall having a while back done a reading with him and I think Taylor Russell, who he was said to have been rumored to be dating, and I believe they have split up. I'm not too sure. But even if they haven't, I feel that Harry is one of those guys, you know, he's young. Like I said, he's 29 years old. And I always seem to kind of get this type of behavior. Not that there's anything wrong, because I am one of those that feel that 20s is the prime range when people in their 20s, they date, right? They should not be confined into a relationship, right? I think that's what the 20s is about, having fun and doing your thing. And I say that because I feel that with Harry, I feel like he might be dealing with just more than one person. So if he is with Taylor, I feel there's somebody else waiting in the wings, okay? But I feel that he is still single in a way, if that still makes sense. Because with the Ace of Pentacles, this is someone that is open. to having more than one person, right? So there's like someone else new, because aces symbolizes something new. So I feel that if he does or is currently still with Taylor, who I think I did their reading either a month back or 2 months back, but if he is still linked with her, I feel like I said there's somebody else like in the wings. And if he's not with somebody per se, then I think he's open to it. But overall, I pick up and feel that Harry is someone that, like I said, he will tend to juggle more than one person. And with the tower to me is an energy that is unexpected. So if he is with somebody, I feel like at any given minute, he will just abruptly, like, kind of like just cut it off, or um, it would just be one of those things where, like I said, if he feels like he wants to, he could just end something and go toward the other person waiting in the wings, if that makes sense. I hope it does, but this is what I'm feeling with him. I don't feel him to be, like I said, one of those men that is ready for commitment overall, right? I tend to always get the same type of vibe and this same type of, energy with the men with celebrities that are like in their 20s and maybe early 30s, that they are not ready for commitment. Men anyway in their 20s and sometimes in their early 30s, they are not close yet to settling down. And when it comes to someone like Harry, he is an Aquarius, as I mentioned. Aquarius, I know for a fact, they don't like to feel smothered. They don't like to if they are really not ready, if they're not there yet, it may take him when he's in his late 40s or early 50s when he really might want to settle down. But generally, Aquarius men, right? I don't know about the women, but Aquarius, probably both, but with men, I know because I've dealt with them, they do not want to be constrained. They don't want to be confined, right? Aquarius men they like their freedom. So if you're trying to rush them and pressure them, or if they feel that they are being somehow, if he feels that female is trying to trap him in any kind of way, they're going to pull back. So for any females that try to, make an Aquarius man come toward them and trying to pressure them, you will be doing yourself a disservice, right? So that is what I feel with Harry, that he may be with somebody, but then he may not. And if he is with somebody, I feel that there's always going to be somebody waiting in the shadows, waiting in the wing, that he kind of will go back and forth with. Or he will abruptly just kind of come out of that connection and then go toward something new. Because with the ace, an ace of any suit, regardless, is always symbolizing being open or new starts, whether it be with love, with any aspect, right? But we're talking about love here. So I feel that there's an opportunity that he may be coming towards somebody as well. It could be that. So if he is single, there is somebody else that he might be coming toward, or someone coming toward him. But I feel that he is the one, I think I mentioned, if I recall mentioning when I did the reading, he dances to the beat of his own drum. Nobody cannot hold him down. So for any woman that tries to, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. All right. So that's what I got there for your question there. The second question is, does he have a child on the way? And the answer is no. I only said it was kind of strange is because, even though I don't follow him like that and, but I didn't hear, anything pertaining to that kind of rumor if he has a child. But what I did look into and see was that a while back, I don't know how far back, it was said that the woman that he appeared in or worked with on a TV series or a movie, and you can kind of Google it, but it mentioned that the woman, or that some woman, I don't know if it was someone that he worked with on a Netflix series or somebody that he knew, had a child, but then wind up leaving the child in front of his home. And so then he went to enlist the help of someone to help him with that child. So again, you can Google it and further do your research surrounding that. But the point is, he doesn't have any biological children, okay? So he is not a father. And that story about that encounter with that child there is that he felt responsible to kind of, like I said, get some type of help and having somebody to kind of help raise the child, something to that. But overall, what I see is that it's also been said, and I have read, that there is something special that he has when it comes to children. He has a special type of connection with them, almost like if you hear certain readers will mention indigo crystal children. And I feel Harry himself is someone that is very intuitive, because surprisingly enough, we came out with the High Priestess and the Nine of Swords. Now the Nine of Swords to me is all about and this is energy, because swords is connected to air signs. So this is dealing with the mental mind, right? And with the High Priestess here, the High Priestess is an energy of intuition, right? Your intuition, following intuition, but also being highly intuitive yourself. So I feel there's something about Harry that he might himself be highly intuitive when it comes particularly surrounding children, that I think somehow they are very connected to him in some kind of way as he is toward them, right? So there's some kind of mental connection that I think he has with them that is very strong. So it's almost like he have a good bonding relationship with them, like on a soul spiritual level. It's something about children that is drawn to him. All right. So in that maybe aspect, that might be confusing to some that feel or may think that he have a child, or maybe in the past have fostered a child. It's pertaining to that story. And like I said, you can, Google it to see, and it will be explained as to how this child came to be in his life. Okay. Now, so that is what I see there, that no, he doesn't have a child, no biological children. And I do believe somewhere in the article, when being interviewed, he mentioned that he is not ready for kids at this time. All right, so that takes care of that question. And then your last question is there marriage in the near future for him? Now, this one here is kind of it's like a big question mark, because as I mentioned a few minutes ago, that Harry he is not ready for a commitment, marriage, right? And it doesn't matter that he dates this person. I think right now that is going to be his thing right now, that he's just going to be dating. However, though, I feel that it's possible that he may, but no time soon, later on, it's going to be a while before he even imagined about settling down and getting married. For one thing, also, I've read that his parents divorced while he was young. And generally, when children experience and have been brought up by parents that wind up, getting a divorce, and they are being raised in, a one-parent household, because generally divorce will kind of lead to that, where one of the parents leave the household, normally probably the father, right? And then the child is there being raised by a single mom. Now, I don't know if his father, helped out financially. I don't know about that, but I do know it was said that he remembered his parents having been divorced. And so generally, seeing that and being in that type of divided household, right, when that child gets older, and so now when it comes to them getting into a loving relationship, it's going to be some type of fear and apprehension in terms of them wanting to settle down and get married, because they feel like, I'm going to wind up like my parents. And that is something that I feel and have really seen people to not really be very hasty in jumping into any type of marriage, because they think it's almost like that image, and knowing that keep playing over and over in their minds again about their parents having been divorced, and it's like something that they just don't want to experience for themselves. So that is one thing that I see. And I also pick up and feel there's a fear that he has pertaining to marriage, because again, him not wanting to be trapped and confined. I think about like the Eight of Swords. If you're familiar with the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Swords is someone that feels caged in. And so anytime that their freedom is a bit tainted, and if it feels like it's closing in, they are going to come out of it. They don't want to feel smothered. So with that being said, I feel like I said, if at any time, way in the future, that he settled down, it would be something that he would take a risk at. It'll be like a real big risk, because what came out was the Two of Pentacles along with the Four of Cups. Two of Pentacles is like up in the air, but weighing the pros and cons about what marriage would be like. And the Four of Cups, at the same time, I feel that there's a sense that he feels that it would be boring, because I think there's a part of him that likes the thrill of dating women, beautiful women, as he has been linked to some of these beautiful actresses, right? So I think if he gets married, he feels he will lose the thrill of having that excitement in his life, right? Because most people generally think that when you settle down and get married, eventually you're going to lose interest, the flames burn out, fizzle out, and it's kind of like boring. So I feel that that's another aspect where I feel like he is not sure. It's like he's in a hangman type of energy where he is really giving it a real big thought in the future, right? Really weighing out what are the pros, what are the cons, and I think he focuses more on the cons than the pros of marriage, if that makes sense, right? So twos of any energy, or twos in the tarot deck, always represents either being at crossroads, having to make a choice, making a decision, but also like confusion, not quite sure about it, right? And that's where I think he stands when it comes to marriage. So, like anything else, people change as they get older, their mindset, their attitude changes, and absolutely, it's possible for anybody, right, to get married. I've seen people that or heard people to say never would get married, and then they wind up getting married, right? The first person I think about that comes to my mind, he was like a bachelor back in the day, was George Clooney. He was a bachelor, living a single life and been linked to many beautiful women, and then look what happens. It took one lady, one special woman, Amal Clooney, to capture his eye, capture his heart, fell in love, got married, and had some babies. So I'm not saying that that's how it's going to turn out for Harry, but it's always possible, right? Now, sitting on top of the deck, we have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords, along with the Chariot, the Two of Cups, which shows a strong possibility, because this is connected to love, partnership, marriage. But we got the Temperance as well. So Temperance is like, waiting a bit. He's not there yet. Temperance is, waiting, persevering, but it's like on hold. So that thought of him settling down is really put on hold at this time, right? And I feel when I mentioned earlier, particularly with the Two of Pentacles, I said that it's like he is, if he does, it's going to be like he's taking a risk. Yeah, here it is, the Page of Swords. So if you look at the Page of Swords, you can see this person is like on a rope, a tight rope, whatever you want to call it, but it's like treading lightly, very risky, right? Being very careful and cautious so as not to tumble over, right? But also the Page of Swords is also seeing as well. It's the card of surveillance. But for me, this Page of Swords just shows that he is still cautious. He is still very aware of the past, of what his parents, how their marriage didn't work out. So he's treading very cautiously. I don't feel that he will rule it out. No, I won't feel that he will rule it out, but I feel that with the temperance, it will take some time. It will be a long time coming before he thinks about settling down. Um, However, though, what I did see as I went further into kind of like looking at the shadows, I do feel, unfortunately, though, is that if he did, when he do get there, I don't think it will work. I don't think that marriage will be there for the long haul. I don't know. I saw some energies there, and I'm just getting like, because, as I go into the deck more, I see the Eight of Cups, somebody walking away, whether this will be him or the person that he might marry in the future. I see Five of Wands, which shows conflicts. And then it goes right back to like his 20-something year days, where he is kind of like stepping out and going back to being, like a lover boy, so to speak, and out and about. So, like anything, we have to see how all of this plays out, if anything changes, because this is what I see currently as of today, November 15th, and we are governed under the law of attraction, but there's also free will. So when it's all said and done, nothing is set in stone, but this is what I see currently today. I hope, Scooby-Doo, I have addressed your answers and addressed your questions with the answers I provided. And if you did like this reading, you know what to do. Send some fire to that thumbs button to give me a like. Drop in your feedback and let me know what you think. All right? And anyone else who is watching this and want to share your feedback, by all means, you may do so. All right, on to the next subscriber's request. And until then, everyone, have a good and peaceful night. Bye. Thanks for watching.